A lot of storylines to chase here. Feels like a lot of people are playing chess, not checkers. But with all that being said, I think let's go on to the D1 women's team rankings and see what moved and what shook. All right. Okay, so NC State, Oregon, BYU, Florida, and Notre Dame all stay at the same spot in where they were at. The movement's happening in the bottom 5 here, with Iowa State going up 1, West Virginia going up 1, Oklahoma State going up 2, New Mexico going up 2, cracking that top 10, and Stanford going up 7. John, talk to me. And also, before you even do it, you are on the last ranking show. But there was a lot of, is beef the word I want to use? But about BYU just not being number 1.
There's a lot of beef in the comments section about us not knowing why you did it, which is rightfully a little fair, but also, we're trying to interpret these and it happens. So I guess now's your chance to kind of defend that move for sure, because
you're back from vacation.
I think there's a lot of people who question that. I mean, I think I see it, I understand it, but also people, the one comment that stood out to me was like, NC State I can see, Oregon, now that's just being downright rude to BYU or something like that, or what's going on?
Put them in the hot seat.
Yeah, I mean, the logic lays in the individual rankings, right? Like when you do the math, and I don't have the math right in front of me, but Oregon has 5 women ranked inside the top 43. BYU does not, right? And so when you do the math, it's just upright based on a scoring perspective. Based on what we're predicting from the individual side, Oregon would beat BYU at nationals. We don't know what's going to actually happen, but I think Oregon, they got a few stars back, right? And their full lineup is at full power now. They obviously have Diana Cheretich. They have Julia Cherabet. They have Solana Ayadiz. Like, these are Solana's, an Olympian, right? Like, they have star power. They have Mia Barnett. They have Delia Frias, someone we didn't know they had, kind of entering the season. We didn't know that she would be this good, right? And so they have a lot of star power. When you compare that to BYU star power, they have Jane. They obviously have Riley Chamberlain. But behind that, it's a little bit less star power and more depth. Now, that has historically worked extremely well for BYU, and it could work extremely well again this year. But we're just not seeing the All-American star power that Oregon has been showing in the last 2 weeks of the season now, or last 3 or 4 weeks of the season. Now, Oregon has made it really hard on us, right? Because they opened their season so late, right? And they're taking a very strategic approach there. I have a feeling if we saw them open earlier in the year, people wouldn't be doubting this. They would be agreeing with it.
Okay, very fair. And I mean, I think also in your defense, they were just coming off a conference and they had 5 or 6 inside the top 10?
Yeah, and I mean, the Big Ten, it's a strong conference. Like, that is not a weak conference, especially on the women's side.
Yeah, Northwestern.
You have multiple ranked teams in that, and I don't want to say dominated, but they dominated. I mean, they had 17 points?
Yeah.
Is it 17 points? Like, you win a conference that tough, and that conference has standouts on the individual side. They have Florence Karen. They have a number of other women who are really, really strong on the individual side, and they dominate it.
Very fair. Brian, you have anything to add to that? I think that answered our question.
18 points from Oregon. Yeah, and they beat out teams like Penn State, Northwestern, Washington, Michigan State, Wisconsin, historically pretty decent squads there. So big. So fair. I mean, I understand when you start to dig into the math, like I said, I think we can kind of see it. And I think definitely the NC State thing, like we're seeing, I think where people get hung up a little bit is like one thing we'll talk about more with the individuals is like when you see a woman like Jane Hendegren, like dominating, like, oh, BYU, like, and BYU is really good. Like, honestly, it's going to come down to the day, I think, again, where it's like any 3 of these teams can really have a strong performance. Yeah, I think, Florida obviously sticking in there, Notre Dame looking strong. One team that I think you had, where is it, Northwestern?
I think you're referring to Stanford?
No, maybe not. Yeah, maybe I am referring to.
Right, I'm glad you brought up Stanford. They did jump 7 spots and crack the top 10. Anything probably have to do with their regional performance?
Welcome back, Amy Bunnage. I think that's a major factor for them. Going into the season, I think we had her ranked inside our top 5. I'd have to scroll back and look, but
let me look.
Someone we had really highly esteemed, and she's running the same exact plan that she ran last year. Opened the season at regionals last year. before finishing 4th at nationals. She finishes 4th at regionals this year. Who knows what she'll finish at nationals? It could easily be 4th place again. She is extremely talented, and she really boosts the profile of Stanford. That's a really important low stick for them. We saw them win the West. Granted, I think Oregon was taking a little bit easier of a day. I have the notes here, but Oregon didn't run Juliet Cherabet or Dalia Frias, 2 of their top 4. And so I think that's why we see the win over Oregon there. But Stanford really did show that they are still a solid team, and I think 10th feels pretty good compared to where we had them earlier in the year.
All right.
Yeah, you had Amy ranked 6th starting off the year, so I mean that's huge when you get somebody back like that, and like she's proven to really help them out a lot. I mean, and just obviously do phenomenal things. You know, last year we were talking about it. She finished 4th overall after winning the region when she came back in the region meet. So she's no stranger to like taking that time off and then coming back and doing big things. So, and she helped them to a 6th place finish last year. So